Okay, now we are continuing the transaction log details. Okay, now I already covered why we need a logging mechanism for a relation database. In order to get atomicity and durability, we need compulsory logging mechanism. Without logging mechanism, we cannot able to get atomicity and durability. So now here I am going through the fundamental building blocks which are required to run to know the entire workflow. Okay, whenever we are creating the database, at the time either one or more log files are created. This is nothing but a log file. Okay, so in this log file, okay, again database engine, suppose it take one log file. This is a physical log file. Okay, to this physical log file, build you mine a small unit of memory data so small unit of memory is building block is this is log block. Okay, this is the smallest unit, just like how in our RAM or memory we are taking the byte which is 4-bit. It is the smallest building block when we are transferring the data. Like that, we are considering this is the smallest building block. In the same manner, here in log file, smallest building block is log block. Okay, so actually database engine will create virtual files, so it doesn't use a physical file. We'll explain the concept later related to the virtual file. For each one single file, it create multiple files. Okay, these are multiple files are virtual files only, but it is pointing to physical blocks for a certain range. So 1 to 10 log block will come under this file, and like that some blocks are coming to. Okay, you got it here. One virtual files are created based on the amount of memory extracted from the physical file, and means subset of the physical file for a certain amount of memory. These log files are created, virtual log file. Okay, now another thing is how much amount of memory, okay, how much amount of data will store in log block file is, it will be variable from based on our settings only. It will be from 512 bytes to 60 KB. So we'll discuss later if what is the performance when the block size is slow, means small, if what is the performance when log block size is large. So these two we will discuss what are the performance effect on log block. Okay, now we got it that we have one is physical file. Based on the physical file, unit block is log block. This log block is the smallest block whose range is from 512 to 60 KB. So whenever flushing will be happen from the memory to hard disk, minimum amount of data will be flushed is one log block. So it doesn't flush 1 KB 2 KB to the hard disk. It will be flushed based on the block. Based on the log block, it is flushing to the hard disk. Now inside the log block, what it is contain is records. This is the physical file. This is the virtual file. In this virtual file blocks are there, and in this block, this is the block. In this block we have records. Okay, this is the core. So whatever operation SQL engine is doing, just like our application, whatever it is doing, it is writing something, either log info, log error. Now we just take log info, it is writing, but it is not in a proper format. Based on the message it is writing. Okay, but it is also, you see one time in log file, it is in proper format only. It contain number one is date and class name and actual message, and if anything you can add like machine IP address, and if like this we can able to add for the log info based on the template, whatever we are nlog given the template. Based on the template we can add, but core is the info data. Like that SQL, whenever each operation happen, it is recording that operation in one place, one structure. That structure is nothing but the log record. So each and every operation to be logged in log record. So what are the operations are there? Like DML operations, any transactions, any page allocation, deallocations, like that. For each and each step, whatever SQL engine is doing, for each step it is creating the log record. This record is stored in a log block. Okay, now we are going what are the things available in log record. Okay, now first thing is it is adding, so it need to be identified uniquely. Let us say this is a log file, sorry, log block, and this log block contain log record. Okay, it need to be identified uniquely. For that purpose one LSN number is there. Okay, LSN number is nothing but it need to identify uniquely of the log record. It contains 10 digits, sorry, 10 bytes. Okay, first to 4 bytes storing the address of which virtual log file it is there. Okay, then next to 4 is store the address of this log record is to be belonging to which block, store the block address. Then finally it store the 2 byte for unique identification of the record. Okay, now the structure I am here defining this. In the log block, this is a log record, this is a log record, it is stored at multiple places. But now whenever I need to, so whenever you are doing some operations based on the log record, it need to fetch that log record. Okay, how the operation, what like operation is nothing but what I am here saying is records are used by someone. Okay, for normal record like transaction log related record, this log record is used for data manipulation in main file. So how that record will be fetched from the log block? That's why it is using one here, index. Index is nothing but just it is a key and the address. we know the LSN number. For that LSN number, where this physically located in the block. Okay, why we need this LSN number? Okay, I will explain. Okay, I will explain later that actually 1 second. Suppose we are doing one transaction. Okay, begin the transaction. To the transaction, what I am doing, inserting data into employee table. So this is one operation doing based on ID 101. Then after I am updating the data to this employee table, whose name to be modified as. Okay, then after I am deleting the column. Okay, employee column. Finally committing. This is the transaction what we are doing in memory. To the transaction, its context is transactional context, and record it is generated. One is log record whenever transaction is started. Then whenever it is doing insert DML operation, to this log record is created, and for update one log record. Finally delete log record, and then commit log record. So total for the respective transaction 5 log records are there. Okay, with the log record for this transaction, we are mapping the first record only. Okay, these records are stored in the log file in any manner, but it is stored in a respective log only, or in any place, different log block also, but it is not stored in physical order, but it is stored in logical order. That's why we are using here linked list. Okay, whenever log executor, let us take executor of the data file. For the log data, it uses the log record and initial log record. From that initial log record, it is traversed from up to the final, but these log records are not stored in the physically order, but it is stored in random places in the same log block or multiple log block, but it is connected through this LSN. Okay, first LSN, last LSN. From that LSN, we'll identify, we already said that there is a index are there. This index will store the physical address of the LSN. So whenever traversing to complete the transaction in the data file, it need only first log block. Then from that it is traversing. Okay, either redo operation whenever crashes, or undo operation, backward traversing. This traversing happening based on the LSN number. Okay, now we'll go to the what is the structures of the LSN. It is contain what actually data structure, and what are different types of log records are there. Then finally we'll go to the which mechanism in order to give atomicity and durability. All relation engine uses ahead log mechanism. Okay, we'll go to the write ahead log. Okay,